Greetings and welcome. This is an information session for our upcoming retreat and travel course, Awaken Your Sacred Path, a transformational journey to discover peace, purpose, and legacy in the sacred lands of Egypt. And I am making this for you today because I had a number of you say to me that you weren't able to make my live sessions. And I found that I think this is just an easier way. For those of you who are waiting for this, I apologize. I had some technical difficulties yesterday, so I'm just finally getting to this. And I'll get it out to you right away as soon as I get it uploaded. So this experience is happening. Your arrival would be in Cairo on November 6th. 2025, and then leaving November 16th. And so let me tell you a little bit more about why I'm doing this recording right now is because I've extended the early bird deadline until June 10th. It was June 6th, but now it's June 10th, and there's an $800 savings if you register before the 10th. So $500 deposit locks in your price of only $39.97 all inclusive. I will mention this again at the end. I just didn't want you hanging on, listening, and not knowing what the investment was for this experience. So let's get into what we're doing today. So my intention for this is to help you to connect to what we're doing and to get some clarity and decide if this retreat is the right retreat for you. I want to make sure that I attract the right people to this experience who will have the best experience. So these retreats were created to support women who are at a threshold moment in your lives. And I think collectively, as a humanity, globally, we are all on a threshold moment. And as I'm talking to more and more of you, I'm finding that many of you are in some sort of major transition in your lives and really wanting a time to kind of unplug and really listen to your inner voice and understand how you want to move forward for this next season of your life. So if your heart is tugging, if your soul is whispering, it's time to go inward. And this is my invitation to you to come and do that here with me in Egypt with a group of 12 like-minded women. So one of the key skills that we work on cultivating when we're here together in Egypt is presencing. So learning how to be fully present in the moment. And so when you are here, you're walking in the footsteps of the human story. And in that, you can find inner peace and connection. And so we're going to start. When I do this live, we do a meditation together. If you're watching this by yourself, I encourage you to take advantage of this meditation to get you into the right mindset to hear the rest of the presentation. So get comfy. Okay. So when you're comfortable, allow your eyes to gently close, or you can just soften your gaze. Begin first by noticing your breath. No need to change it. Just follow it, notice it. Inhale, exhale. Now let's imagine. Imagine yourself standing on the edge of a vast desert. The golden light of the evening stretches across the sand, and the silence feels full, feels alive with possibility. With each breath, begin to walk slowly forward. Feel your heel hit the ground, the ball of your feet, your toes, right foot, left foot. With each step, feel the soles of your feet connecting to the earth, to this ancient land, holding thousands of years of human longing, healing, and reverence. You're not alone. You're walking a sacred path, a path carved by ancestors, prophets, poets, and seekers. With every step, you leave behind the weight of your daily worries, And with every breath, you inhale spaciousness, curiosity, and trust. In the distance, you see an oasis of stillness. You start to feel that oasis of stillness within yourself. This is a place where you're welcomed, held, and invited to be fully yourself. Breathe into that space of peace, of presence, and of possibility. As you begin to return to this moment, this screen, this gathering, bring with you a sense of grounded presence. When you're ready, take a final deep breath. Gently open your eyes and welcome. Very glad you're here. So let me start. Some of you know me in different capacities. Some of you are just being introduced to me. So I want to give you a little overview of who I am and how I came to this place and why I'm doing this type of leadership in this moment. So I founded ThirdSpace Healing Pathways in 2019, and I bring to it over 30 years of experience in transformational teaching, coaching, and interfaith leadership. I have a blend of academic depth, cultural fluency, and spiritual insight, and have the capacity to create safe and sacred spaces that allow you to grow. I first came to Egypt in 1997 and have been living here on and off in the decades since, and currently have relocated here permanently since 2022 with my husband. And currently my two adult daughters are here with us too, but they're dispersing shortly. My background, I was raised in southern New England in Rhode Island, and my family has colonial roots that date back to the first pilgrims. And growing up in Rhode Island, studying Egypt in fifth grade social studies class, I had an absolute fascination with Egypt and knew that I was always going to come here at some point. And I had that opportunity in 1997 after I finished graduate school, and I took a teaching job at a university here where I taught management and organizational development to Egyptian students in English. So my education background, I'm a lifelong learner and have a fascination for humans and how humans are with themselves and with each other. And so I have bachelor's degrees in both psychology and education. And I have a master's degree in social science, applied behavioral science, and organizational psychology and systems thinking focus. And then I also have a PhD in natural health, and I have collected a variety of different credentials and licenses and certificates that I take and I put into our experience together. I practice Sufism and Islam, and those concepts and ideas that guide me come into my teaching. Um, that's enough about me for now. You'll get to know me more as we go through. So when we're meeting together as a group, this is the time where I have you introduce yourselves. At the end of this call, at the end of this session, I'm going to invite you to book a call with me so that we can get to know each other better and make sure that I understand your intentions for wanting to come on this trip. This isn't just an impersonal experience where you book a trip and you come. We actually get to know you, you get to know each other, and we use this time very intentionally to maximize your growth while you're here. So hopefully we'll have the chance for me to get to know you a little better when you book a call with me after you finish this presentation. Okay, so let me talk to you a little bit about ThirdSpace and what my idea for is ThirdSpace. My mantra for ThirdSpace is healing self, healing soul, and healing society. So we offer retreats that guide you to a sacred threshold. So I want you to begin to understand the truest essence of who you are and your deepest connection to source and soul that you can find. So the third space is like a meeting place. It's a place between your past and your future, your inner life and your outer world, and between the known and what is yet to be discovered. So our approach is deeply integrative. It's very experiential. It's very spiritually rooted and justice oriented. And we believe that in order to make the world a better place as a collective, we need to focus on personal healing. And that's a very holistic personal healing of physical, emotional, spiritual. Um, our philosophy is that healing the world begins with healing the self, and we don't stop there. We connect individual awakening to cultural humility, ancestral awareness, and global citizenship. So our offerings are immersive retreats in Egypt, which include cultural immersion. We have also offer online courses and workshops for those of you who can't join us in person. We are adding to our services consulting for retreat leaders. So those of you who lead your own groups and want to come here and bring your groups here and have a transformational experience. And always the underlying is that we're doing leadership development for women. So our promise to you is that you'll be seen, you'll be supported, and you'll be transformed in ways that ripple far beyond the retreat itself. So this picture here, I'm sitting in front of the pyramids of Giza. This was a trip that we led with guests who came to my daughter's wedding here on January 1st. And so we spent 2 days touring Cairo. And I just think that many of us are looking for what is our legacy going to be as we enter these final seasons of our lives. And I just love this built for eternity because we all are built to leave our mark and leave something behind. So there are places in the world where two seas meet, where these seas have different values, different densities, and the waters are actually different. And they join, but they never cross. And so we are going to work on skills of developing um, closeness in our differences and being able to reflect to each other. So the third space is a meeting point between self and other, past and future, and the sacred and the mundane. It's a space of emergence, insight, and reconciliation. We offer very high touch boutique retreat experiences, and we are rooted, as I mentioned, in leadership development, Sufi inspired transformation, and systems thinking and personal healing. So these experiences are created to help women like you engage with personal, spiritual, and societal evolution in real time with profound commitment to being fully present with an open heart, an open mind, and an open will. An open mind, open heart, and open will, are the foundational skills that we practice of presencing. So let me introduce you to my team because I don't and could not do this alone. So I have been blessed with an incredible team who is willing to support me in this vision that I have. And they help keep us on track and help keep us safe and uh, able to fully experience with awe the things that we are here to do and see together. So upper left-hand corner is, of course, me. I'm Wendy, and I curate and facilitate our experiences. Next to me with the striped shirt is my husband, Megahed. We've been married for 27 years, and he manages all the logistics for me. So I pick our itinerary and I do all of the background work, and then he's the person who actually implements it and puts it into place for us and makes sure that everything is lined up in our itinerary as we have it planned. And then standing in the picture in the middle to the right in the red, and then there's a picture of us is Abdullah. Both of these gentlemen are our nephews. They're my husband's nephews. And Abdullah went to college to become a tour guide. In this country, you have to have a 4-year degree to be able to be a tour guide. And so he studied as a tour guide in Spanish language. So the bulk of his work is in Spanish. He also speaks English. and he and Megahad worked together to make sure everything is translated perfectly for us. We're on our tour. He makes sure that our itinerary is registered with the Ministry of Antiquities. He makes sure we're doing everything by the book, and he will offer us some incredible add-on experiences, so that he keeps me surprised all the time. We end up doing really fun things. And then Hagazi, who's to the left in the middle picture, one of my best people in the world, and he is our hospitality coordinator, and he is a person who keeps an eye on us all the time and makes sure we have everything, absolutely everything we could possibly need. That you have your tickets in hand, that you have your bottle of water, that you have everything you possibly need to have a comfortable experience. So, why Egypt? Why would you want to think about coming to Egypt? I'm assuming that if you're on here, you're already thinking about coming to Egypt, but I want to tell you a little bit more about what Egypt has to offer. So, Egyptians themselves call Egypt Mother of the World, Maser o Madonia, and it is a land of sacred story and legacy. If you were brought up in one of the monotheistic faith traditions, you know that several of the prophets were here. Moses was here, Joseph was here, Abraham was here, Jesus was here. There were lots and lots of prophets of our stories were here. And also we can trace back in the more mundane, the history of agriculture was here and civilization. And when you're here, you will be astounded at how prolific the ancient Egyptian people were at creating. And it's just incredible. So I believe that awe is a healing force. And when you get to walk in spaces where people have been seeking to connect with the divine for millennia, there's nothing that matches it. So also, though, we come here to see ancient Egypt, but I don't want to neglect that this is a living, breathing country, that it's not just ancient, it's vibrant and very complex. And we want to help you sort of unravel and understand a little bit about this place and its major role in the world, continuing not just in ancient times and biblical times, but continuing now. Egypt is a country that has a major international role to play, and the people are absolutely incredible people. So, one thing that I want to make clear, some people come here because they are practitioners of some of the not languages, the ancient religious practices of, the polytheistic traditions that were practiced in ancient Egypt. So, worship to Isis and those sorts of things. So we don't focus on that specifically. Our trips are not about reviving the polytheistic ancient religions, but helping use those places and those stories as a way to help you connect to the divine. So if that's something that you're wanting and something that you're expecting, there are other people out there who do those kind of trips and do a fabulous job. And if you need a recommendation, I have someone that I've vetted a little bit for that. And also you can find lots of things, but that's just not what we do. And so if that's what you're looking for, this might not be a fit. So let me just read this, what I have here for you. So why Egypt? Egypt is more than an ancient land. It's a spiritual epicenter where humanity's enduring search for the divine meets the realities of legacy and leadership. Walking among its timeless landscapes and sacred monuments, you'll find clarity, inspiration, and connection to a unique place in the human story. Our retreats provide not only a deep exploration of Egypt's treasures, but also a profound opportunity to explore your inner landscape, Egypt calls you to awaken the sacred purpose, inviting you to align your personal transformation with global vision, healing, and renewal. So why now? I think some people are thinking maybe I should wait. Maybe now is not the time. The world feels heavy. When the world feels heavy, it's important to come to seek your inner peace and come home to what's sacred. So the headlines feel relentless, the world's shifting fast. And for many of us, it's hard to know where to find solid ground. What if instead of waiting for the world to settle, you gave yourself the space to pause, breathe, and realign? And that's exactly what we're doing in Egypt this November. 12 women, sacred sites, soulful reflections, and a time to remember who you are and where you're going. And if your heart's tugging again, time to go inward, accept the invitation. So there are things that I have had reflected back to me from people who have been here before, and I've put this together so that you can understand what we promise to do. So you will have an amazing experience of Egypt. You will have an incredibly well curated tourism experience. You will have healing time. You will have retreat time. And as a result of those things, you will be able to break free from overwhelm. You'll be able to gain clarity about your next chapter. You'll be able to reignite your sense of purpose. You'll absolutely build a supportive sisterhood, and you will return home transformed. These are more pictures here in this slide from the trip that we took in January. And this was really just a tourism trip. We didn't really do it as a retreat because it was family who were coming from the wedding. And one of my oldest friends was on this trip, and she reached out to me after and she said, Wendy, I think that you're right when you use the word transform and transformational. She said, being there in Egypt with you, I really felt incredible and feel so much more clarity when I came back to my life about what I want and what I want to do. So that was without us even having the intention of transformation on that trip. Egypt itself just offered that. We create a container where transformation is inevitable. So, what's included in your investment? So, this is what we always include in our retreats and travel courses. So, we arrange for you to be picked up at the airport. So you don't have to worry about figuring out how to get yourself around Cairo after long travel. We will have someone there with a placard for you who will take you to your transportation and get you to the airport and get you to your hotel and help you handle your bags. The investment of $39.97 is for double occupancy. There is a single occupancy upgrade available. Some people like rooming with a friend. Some people like getting matched up with someone else on the retreat experience. And some people absolutely want to have their own places. So there is, when you're registering, an option to upgrade to a single occupancy if you want it. All of your meals are included: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and often snacks. And most dietary restrictions can be accommodated. We provide you with all your water and soft drinks. We refrain from alcoholic beverages during our trips. Alcohol is and will be available at the venues for tours that we're at your hotels and restaurants. We choose to ask our participants to refrain from having alcohol. It distracts from being able to be present for the kind of work that we want to do, and the kind of experience of presencing that we want you to have. And I know that some people really, really like to just, when they're traveling, have drinking alcohol be part of the experience. And that's great. Again, there are lots of trips who offer that type of experience. And if that's what you're looking for, I can help point you in the direction of those sorts of experiences. So all your entry fees to the sacred sites are available, are included. All your domestic transport, depending on which trip you're doing. Sometimes we fly, sometimes we take the train. Excuse me, sometimes we take buses. And as I shared with you, I have a dedicated team of local professionals that extends beyond the four of us. So, what is not included? Your international airfare into and out of Cairo. Sometimes we will have you fly into a different city, but for this trip, you're flying into Cairo. Tips. Egypt is a very high tip culture, and so we will guide you on tipping, both on an individual level and then when we're doing things like tipping tour guides and bus drivers and things like that. Any souvenirs or crafts that you want to buy is on you, and then Sometimes we have add-on excursions, which are something that you would pay for in addition while you're on the trip. So for example, this doesn't apply to this trip, but when we're in Luxor, there's an option to do hot air balloon ride at sunrise, which if you ever make it to Luxor with us, absolutely highly recommend. But we can't really plan that in because if the weather conditions aren't right, then they don't do it that day. And so we will offer that as an add-on, and then you can pay with your credit card for that. So that's one example of the type of thing that might be an add-on. Or we include one spa service as part of your trip on your first day when you're settling in. And if you want to add on additional spa services, that would be something that you would pay for yourself. So that's what I mean by add-on excursions. But everything that is on the itinerary, you will not have to be responsible for paying for while you're here. So this trip, Awaken Your Sacred Path, we're including 3 cities. So we have the city of Cairo, which is where the pyramids are. We have Alexandria, which is on the Mediterranean coast, which is about a 3-hour ride up from Cairo. And then we have Fayum, which is a desert oasis southwest of Cairo, again by about 3 hours. So our home base will be in Cairo, and we'll be doing day trips, and then maybe even an overnight trip to Fayum, because Abdallah, when I told him we were doing Fayum, had a fantastic idea for us. So kind of tweaking that itinerary. Fayum is an oasis, as I said, and there's just so much the desert can teach you when you're out in that quiet, sacred space. So our pace is spacious, it's feminine, it's curated with care, it's not burnout tourism. We're not trying to we're going for quality over quantity. The daily rhythm, and you'll see when you end up on the registration page, if you decide to go that far. It's a combination of excursions, group dialogue, personal reflection, healing treatments, and integration. And the maximum size for this group is 12. We already have 2, and so I'm expecting it to fill up pretty quickly. And we are open to women age 16 plus. So there are some people who like to be intergenerational travelers and like to bring the young women in their lives. And I have had that experience, and it's actually pretty fabulous. And I encourage that if that's something that you want to do. So who is this for? Who wants to come to these places with us? This is for women who are on at a threshold moment, long to travel with purpose and spiritual alignment, and want a healing space to remember who you are. It might not be for you if you're seeking a fast-paced tourism itinerary, or you're looking for escapism and partying, and you're not ready to go inward and commit to a group process. And to find the itinerary, I'm just going to click on this to share with you. Oh, the link is not working. Okay, so you will go to thirdspaceinternational.com. You will look at the retreats link page, and you will find it there, and it will have the detailed itinerary and more information for you. So this is an investment in yourself, an investment in your future. And so, as I mentioned, the early bird pricing is available through June 10th. After that, the rate goes up $800. I would love you to come in at this rate and give yourself a truly incredible experience for a really great price. I have to say, I'm really proud of what I've put together for this. So what does it include again? 10 days of all-inclusive travel in Egypt, all your accommodations, all your meals, all your sacred site access, all the group programming, all the healing experiences, and full preparation and integration support. So we will have, as we're leading up to the retreat, a one-on-one coaching call. We will also have 3 group calls where we'll do everything we need to know to get prepared, and you guys will know each other by the time you get here. You will be ready to meet and greet each other and get to having this experience together. This is really a sanctuary for your spirit and a catalyst for your future. You're not just booking a trip, you're claiming time and space and intention to realign with your deepest truth and find the peace and wisdom and divinity within you. I know that that can be a lot of money to pay at one time. So, how this works is you do a $500 deposit, or you can pay it all at once. That's fine. But if you need a payment plan, we will co create a path for you. I do have a deadline that I don't have off the top of my head now in the fall when I need to have all the money so that we can make all your reservations. But if a payment plan would make this possible for you, let's talk about that, and we can create that for you in a way that works for you. I want this to have as much ease as possible for you. So, will you step onto this path? Will you stand at that oasis with us? I hope you will. So, when I gave you the link to this recording, I also gave you a link to explore the path. So that is a 20 to 30-minute call where we can go through any questions or concerns that you might have and make sure that you're making a commitment in a way that feels aligned and that you truly feel ready for. And also, I would love your referrals. So if you're listening to this and it doesn't feel right for you, please pass it on to someone you thought of, like, oh, this person would love that. Or if you're doing this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I would really love to do this, but I want to do it with my friend, also send her my way. So let me tell you about what this picture is. So this is a cartouche. So to the right is a silver cartouche. So in the walls where history is written, carved in stone, there are this shape. It's called a cartouche. And the kings and queens and pharaohs had their names written in hieroglyphic alphabet. So what I would like to do for you is, if you refer someone to me and they enroll, I would like to gift you with a personalized silver cartouche with your own name in hieroglyphics. And if you're here, I'll gift it to you while you're here. And if not, I will send it back with your friend, um, for you to have as a gift and a thank you from me. I also want to mention briefly that we are also putting together some trips where women can bring the men in their lives that they love. So if you're looking at this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what I really want to do is bring my husband or my son, or some other male person in your life that you care about, there are other chances. Just let me know. I've got some stuff going on in the background that's not up yet. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know and I can direct you towards that as soon as it goes live. So I hope to hear from you. I hope this was helpful. And I'm really, really excited to greet you on the banks of the Nile in November. Take good care. Have a great day.